no more things I used to do. I don't do no more, for the Lord's made a change in me.
Hello, this is Real History with Melissa, and today is the 12th of February, 2026, and it is the second Thursday of the month, and I am on with Neil Foster. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are
Wa-
you?
wa- Uh, Warmed up actually after the weekend.
What's the
Uh,
weather like?
it's nice now. It's supposed to be getting up to the 80s again this week.
Okay.
So last week was 22 on Saturday, and same on Sunday morning. A lot
Wow.
of people have lost a lot of plants, particularly fruit trees like mangoes, papayas, all that stuff. So destroyed. Uh, yeah, we probably lost a lot of plants, but hopefully they'll recover. Some of them anyway. But I was on last time and I mentioned I'd sown some seeds in the greenhouse,
Mm-hmm.
cabbages and all that kind of thing, and they were doing okay for a couple of days, and then the raccoons got in and ripped everything to shreds.
Oh no.
So now I've got them upstairs in the place where I do my jewellery, and they're starting to sprout up there. So I think I'll keep them up there until they're big enough so the raccoons won't bother them.
How did the raccoons get in there?
Well, it's just a plastic
Oh,
greenhouse,
okay,
so
yeah. They
they can get
just
in there.
wandered in and yeah.
Yeah, and decided to trash the place. They're quite destructive little beasts.
They
But
really
so,
are.
I mean, all that was in there was like seeds, and literally, I had these the fiberglass blocks, and they're in little cubes. There's a hole in the middle you put the seed in, and literally they ripped it to pieces. I mean, there wasn't a recognizable piece left. I don't know what that was about.
I
And
just
Paul is saying they're picking up stuff from all over the garden and taking it out to the pool
really.
and stacking it all up. And I mean, I've caught them swimming in the pool in broad daylight. But we've got these neighbours who think they're cute
No.
until they get rabid and start pestering your animals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
No.
yeah, anyway, that's that. We were going to talk about Kim Leadbeater, but I don't, or Leadbeater. Um, I don't think he or she's worth talking about, to be honest. I just looked at she's
Mm,
usual like LBG plus activist, and in my observation, I would say she looks or he looks like a man. That's my personal opinion. Receding hairline, big jaw, just it looks like a man to me.
well, what is most interesting to me about Kim Ledbetter is the
But it's
fact
Leadbeater.
Leadbeater, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Okay, Leadbeater. Okay, yeah,
I mean, what a name.
yeah.
Or
All right,
I tell you what, Leadbeater.
Leadbeater. Okay,
Leadbeater. Yeah.
okay. So
She's the best beater in town.
Kim, Kim Leadbeater is the sister of the late Joe
Joe Cox.
Cox,
Yeah.
and that is what's interesting to me because frankly, I don't think that she would that this Kim Leadbeater would be a member of Parliament if it wasn't for her
Absolutely
sister.
not. Absolutely not.
And Joe Cox was killed
Hmm.
by a
Supposedly a
deranged,
radical Muslim.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, sorry, a radical,
a
a
radical
right-wing extremist.
anti-Muslim,
A
yeah,
right-wing
a right wing,
extremist.
yeah,
Yeah.
an anti-Muslim.
Well, a mentally ill one,
Yeah, well,
by
I
all
mean, that's the
accounts.
story that we're told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, not worth talking about really. I mean, anybody could look her up, him up, whatever it is, and come to their own conclusion. But she's all for the assisted dying as well.
Well, that is the main thing. She's the sister of Joe Cox
Who was
that
murdered,
put
and she
who
wants to
was
kill
murdered.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. And now,
Yeah.
yeah, now she's doing assisted dying. And now the assisted dying bill hit a wall. Have you followed that? It hit a wall. It didn't go
Yeah,
through
there's a
as
few
planned.
complaints about it. Some
Yeah.
MPs said that it needs to be amended, I think, is
Yeah,
all
they
they've
say the
said.
language is too broad, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. All you have to
No.
do is look at Canada to see that the language when they kicked that off was not broad at all.
Hmm.
The interesting thing to look at is where has it already been in play? What country is it there? Then you give them an inch, they take a mile.
Hmm.
You start with restricted language, and a year later they've broadened it for, a different disease or a different configuration.
Well,
So,
they start messing with the law, and then the lawyers got a back door into say, well, look, this is how you interpret this. This is how you interpret that.
yeah,
That's it. It's done.
yeah,
So it's all semantics. They can use the language any way they want.
that's
And
right.
we know that their language is completely different meaning to ours. They say one thing, we think it means something, and we go, oh, hold on a minute, why are they doing that? I say, well, that's what it means. You know, understand, stand under. It's all backwards.
Yeah, definitely anything that you have to go to school to learn their particular language is something to be wary of.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's underhand.
Yes.
Anyway, so that's him. I mean, yeah, if you look at the Wikipedia page, right? Just if people want it, it's the picture you used actually. It's on the Wikipedia. It's on the
Hmm.
Wikipedia page. Now, if I'm a woman, right,
Hmm.
and I've got a Wikipedia page, I'm going to say, hey, come on, there's better photos of that than me than that. I mean, that is a man. That picture is a man. There's no way anybody would mistake that as a woman. It's just shortly hair. Look at it. It's got a receding hairline. I mean, and a big jaw. And they're man's eyes. They're not. That's not a woman. That's not a woman, in my opinion.
And you're
Uh, it's yeah, I don't know. So she did. She was studying apparently. Well, as I said, we didn't want to talk about it here. She was studying philosophy and politics. She got bored with it, so she went in to study commercial activities in a bed making factory. She found that more interesting.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
She has been appointed president of West Yorkshire Scouts.
Oh, she was teaching, and she was also teaching young girls hockey.
Uh,
Yeah, funny that.
yeah.
Is that the Boy Scouts that sorry, the the Girl Scouts actually, they're having these trannies getting into the Girl Scouts now, or the Girl Guides. Sorry, I don't know what they're called here. Are
Uh,
they called Girl Guides? Yeah,
I don't know. I have no idea what they're
but there'll be
called.
some similar organisation.
Yeah,
It's the female version of the Boy Scouts,
yeah.
whatever that's called. But yeah, they're getting into there now.
Well, I think it's all associated with the same movement. Okay, so she was appointed president of the West Yorkshire Scouts, and it's all affiliated with Scout movement, whether you're okay, that says there were wolf
The
cubs
Cubs,
and
yeah.
brownies.
Brownies. Well,
Brownies.
the
Yeah,
Cubs,
okay, brownies are a section in the Girl Guides. There we go.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The Cubs go on to be Boy Scouts, and the Brownies
Yeah.
go on to be Girl Guides.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, nothing would surprise me. I mean, I haven't followed up with the ins and outs of it, but why is she president of a Scouts Association when the Scouts have traditionally been boys, unless they've started to blend the boys and the girls together, but there are still girl guides. This
including
is,
including the
yeah,
chief executive.
yes,
Oh,
yeah. Well, and this is, I mean, this has been a scandal for years and years and years, and many people pulled their children out of the Scouts when they started accepting gay
Mhm.
Scout, whatever there are, masters or heads of,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything.
abusers.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the
Yeah,
movement.
yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that's her.
All
So
right,
will we just drop her or him, whatever, like a lead beater balloon?
a
Yeah.
Leadbeater.
Right.
All right. I pulled up a lot of what you sent me over the last few
Right.
weeks,
Well, I'll go
and
do too.
I'll let you
Yeah.
start where you want, but I can tell you that robots and AI and human bodies is
Yeah.
quite interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll briefly go over that this one about UPS.
Okay.
I was listening to your one. You spoke to the family living in the mountains,
Yes,
and
yes,
he was driving, delivering and stuff. So
that's
this kind
right.
of came into my mind. Uh, and I don't know if I mentioned it last time. They looked to cut 30,000 jobs. They're going to close 24 to 30 facilities,
Hmm.
and cut. Their biggest customer is Amazon. Believe it or not, people will think that sounds strange, but yeah, that's their biggest customer, and they're cutting their packages by 50%. And they're
Wow.
going into delivering healthcare products because that's more profitable. And I didn't send you this one, I just found this today. They've got a whole network designed called UPS Healthcare.
Mm.
End-to-end cold chain logistics for safer healthcare. And they've got a brand new fleet of vans, blue and white vans. They've all refrigerated storage. They've got a whole web page on it. And it's all about delivering like medicines, vaccines.
Wow.
Uh, and like I said to you, what do they know that we don't? How how can they see ahead that there's going to be a need for this kind of thing?
Right.
It's for the safe, here it is, the safe transport of pharmaceuticals, biologics. Now there's an accident waiting to happen, right?
Right.
Imagine one of these guys gets into a crash on the highway and it's in Florida, it's 100 degrees outside, and this stuff spills all over the road and defrosts.
Ugh.
And lab specimens to your patients. So they're going to deliver pharmaceuticals and biologics to patients. How's that even safe?
No.
And it's the inspiration behind our technology-driven cold chain solutions that help you get even the most temperature-critical products to the people who need them. Our end-to-end portfolio of custom cold chain services helps protect your healthcare shipments, whether they're going across the country or the world. Now, I know for a fact, right, in my experience with this crowd, that they will have chilled food items and medicines uh, that will sit in the warehouse. Sometimes you can't deliver them, you have to bring them back because they have to be signed for. They don't go into a fridge, they just sit in
Really?
the warehouse. And there'll be ham, there'll be turkeys, all that kind of thing. They're just
Ugh.
left there. And
Uh,
you get three attempts to deliver it. Now, after 3 days, it's defrosted.
right.
You know, so if that's their if that's their safe system, I don't think much of it.
No,
I mean,
besides that,
I delivered. It was a few years ago. I delivered 14 hams to this one address. And it was a big farm, so maybe they was giving it to family or whatever. And fortunately, there was a phone number on one of the packages, and I phoned the lady up. I says, "There's nowhere in the shed to put this stuff." I says, "You better come and get it." And she says, "Oh, I'll be about an hour." I says, "Right, I'll leave it on the truck and I'll come back in an hour."
oh, well, that was nice of
But
you.
well, I always do that kind of thing. But anybody else would just dump it and not think twice about it.
Right, right.
You know. So yeah, that's theirs. There's an accident waiting to happen. Yeah, that's all I'll say.
Well, I saw the movie 12 Monkeys.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there's accidents and there's also just bad people doing bad things with biologicals,
yeah. Are they going to? You would imagine, right? I mean, this is a health risk, right? You would think that there has to be some kind of vetting process for these drivers.
Hmm.
I mean, if say you're a Russian with a green card in America, are they going to say, oh, that guy's Russian, maybe we shouldn't give him this stuff. He might be a terrorist because somebody could be.
Well,
Somebody
we
could
all
have
we
bad
all
intent,
saw what happened during COVID with the Chinese, and we've got a whole
allegedly.
net.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
told all this stuff.
allegedly,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, these as I say, they've got a whole new fleet of vans. The, if these were vans, right? Even if they were refrigerated vans, I don't see any reason why they have to make it so obvious that's what they are. Why don't they just paint them the same color as the brown trucks?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's somebody with bad intent, like the CIA. for example, could hijack one of these things and steal other stuff because they know what's on it. And oh my God, terrorists have stolen biological weapons. Because biologics are biological weapons, right? Potentially,
Yeah, yeah.
and as are vaccines. This mRNA stuff. I mean, who knows what they can do with that stuff? Mix it with this, that, and the next thing, and it could be injected into food. It could be, well, it's getting injected into food, but you know, with malicious intent, shall we say, they could inject it into anything if they get hold of it.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And I'm not one, you know me, I'm not like, oh, China, Russia,
No, no,
But
they're all bad.
yeah, exactly. I was trying to think of that story that happened during COVID with the Chinese students smuggling out biological materials. And I just now looked it up, and oh, lo and behold, there's another scandal that happened
Yeah,
last year. Yeah,
well,
so.
Los Angeles. That was just a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it?
Oh, no, there was a yet another one. There was a roundworm smuggling 4 packages containing concealed roundworm related biological materials into the United States.
Well, they just raided a house in, was it Las Vegas or Los Angeles? I can't remember. Only in the last couple of weeks, and it was full of
Ah,
Ebola vials and all this kind of stuff. They
oh my
say,
goodness. Yeah, they
and
say.
yeah, they've got the FBI. They're all there, and the people in hazmat suits, but the FBI guys don't have any suits on. So is that real? Because if I was an FBI guy and I see all these other guys with their hazmat suits on looking very scary, I'd be asking, where's my hazmat suit?
I guess the men in black have some kind of special
Well, these are just
sheet.
ordinary FBI guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's apparently Ebola and all sorts of other uh, diseases in a house, in an Airbnb, apparently. Nobody rents an Airbnb for long term.
Yeah.
Airbnbs for, a few days away here and there. That's it, or a week.
Well, I guess the new blue-colored trucks from UPS is going to make it just easier to for the people renting the Airbnb. Oh, there's our delivery right now. Okay, well,
Hmm.
take it and go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's to stop somebody painting up a truck just the same as that, and then, you know,
Hmm.
going and picking stuff up.
Yeah. Ugh.
Anyway, yeah. So that's what the future of UPS. Yeah.
Okay, I take it you're going to make sure you're not driving for that
Oh no, they won't.
division.
Well, no, that's no. We use our own vehicles.
Okay, all right.
But I mean, having said that, I mean, as I say, I've delivered frozen food
Hmm.
in my Jeep. That's not refrigerated.
No,
But
crazy.
yeah. But neither are the UPS trucks. The old UPS trucks don't even have AC. So
Really?
no.
Oh, that must be miserable.
Yeah, well, that's part of the new union agreement. They're supposed to replace them all with AC trucks, but I don't see any evidence of it.
Uh,
Anyway, they've got heating. That's great in Florida.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we go on to Rent a Human,
Yes,
since we're talking about work.
this is crazy.
Right. Well, I'll go to the Rent a Human site. Well, actually, I'll
Okay.
just read the article. It's probably just easier, and people can go to the RentAHuman.ai. Uh, and the homepage, it's got 4 million. I don't know why they've got this here. 4,394,620 site visits. Total bounties. I don't know what that means. 11,304. And humans rentable. Right. So people have signed up for this. Humans rentable. 364,615. Robots need your body. AI can't touch grass. You can. Get paid when agents need someone in the real world. Well, we call a landscaper, don't we?
Yeah.
We just call up a landscaper. We don't need AI for that. And AI doesn't need us for that either.
Wow.
And it's got become rentable, browse humans. And then there's a ticker tape thing going so fast you can't read it.
Yeah, yeah.
And available humans ready to be rented by AI agents. Didn't we call that? Used to call that a temporary work thing, or a what do they call it? Yeah,
Temp agencies, yeah,
temp
yeah.
agency. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now it's an AI temp agency.
Hmm.
So temp agencies are out of business as well.
Here's a disgusting thing about this. Yeah, I mean, you just wonder sometimes. I wonder, is this real? It's called Find Meat Space
Yeah,
Workers.
yeah. Meat is spelled MEAT.
Yeah,
Meat, the meat. This is on the
yeah,
site as well. The meat space layer for AI. Meat
yeah.
space. That means humans are meat, right?
Yes. I mean, it says this right here. They've got available humans ready to be rented by AI agents. I'm trying to go find the first place that I saw the meat.
Well,
Okay,
it's
so
actually on the homepage. The meat space layer for AI. It's the first thing you come to after the menu bar.
okay, I'm not seeing that. Where is
I'm on
that?
RentAHuman.ai.
Yeah, I've got that. I'm
Yeah.
there.
I don't know how I got to this page. It was the first page that came up. Oh, join. I think. Oh no. Wait a
Oh,
minute. Oh wait
no.
a minute. Browse bounties. Well, it's got join
Okay.
highlighted here, so maybe I hit that.
No, that's that join just, wants me to sign up. But if I go to browse, it says find meat space workers for your agent. There's another place where I saw the meat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on
Yeah,
that one. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So that's what you are. You're meat. You're a meat package. You're a meat body for
hmm
AI to work through.
Maybe UPS will deliver you.
Yeah. But
You
they
want
won't.
you want a
They,
coleslaw, human? We can supply that.
and then everybody has a value of what they are worth here. I don't know how that's arrived at, but they're $50 an hour,
Well,
$75 an
here's
hour,
what I don't know what
100
she
an hour,
does.
20 an hour. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the guy who created it, Alexander Litelpo, uh, he only charges $69 an hour, and Patricia Tansey is the co-founder of Rent a Human. She's charging $420 an hour.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I guess he's just the brains that came up with the idea. She actually calls herself a code monkey.
yeah, a code monkey.
So that's special.
Well, monkeys are meat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, full set engineers, server, hardware, automation. They all seem to be kind of computer. Well, this one, Manson Brian, he's 50, or he or she, whatever, is $50 an hour. Quick and exact services. What is that?
I don't see Manson. Where is he? Second? Oh, there he
Uh,
is. Okay.
third row,
Quick.
yeah.
Yeah. Quick and exact services.
I don't
Hmm.
think he'll get much business.
No.
But
Oh,
yeah,
but here's his how he describes himself.
discreet and obedient.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ah, uh, what's this? Anyway, yeah.
All
People can
right.
look at
Yeah.
that
Crazy.
themselves. It's just nuts. But yeah, the article on it is on the website Futurism. New site lets AI rent human bodies.
Okay, all right. This is where I saw the meat for the first time was on the actual article.
Right, right,
Meat space.
right. The machines aren't just coming for your jobs now; they want your bodies as well. That's at least the hope of Alexander Litelpo, a software engineer and founder of RentAHuman.ai, a platform for AI agents who search, book, and pay humans for physical world tasks. Well, everybody, all companies do that. Why do they need
Mm-hmm.
an AI
Mm-hmm.
for this? It's just, hopefully this guy won't make any money. When Latelpo launched Rent a Human on Monday, he boasted that he already had over 130 people listed on the platform, including an OnlyFans model. What a claim to fame, eh? And the CEO of an AI startup, a claim which couldn't be verified. Well, surely they can go to that page we just looked at and find those people,
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought. But I wonder how the OnlyFans model describes herself. Obedient. Obedient and naked. Yeah, there you go. 2 days later, the site boasted over 73,000 rentable Meatwads. Meatwads.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Rentable Meatwad.
Yeah. Only 83 profiles were visible. So it's a lie, right?
Yeah.
because you're not going to sign up for that without a profile, are you? Because you ain't going to get any work. Were visible to us on its Browse Humans tab, Letelpo included, and his co-founder, so you cut that down to 81. The pitch is simple. Robots need your body. For humans, it's as simple as making a profile, advertising skills and location, and setting an hourly rate. Then AI agents, autonomous task bots, they sound a lot more pleasant than Meatwads, don't they?
Yes.
Ostensibly employed by humans. So humans employ the AI to employ humans. Why can't the human just cut out the middleman and go direct? To contract these humans out, depending on the tasks they need to get done. The humans then do the thing, taking instructions from the AI bot and submitting proof of completion. The humans are then paid through crypto. Ah, crypto, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Namely stable coins, that's Trump boy,
Mm-hmm.
or other methods per the website. Why crypto? Why can't they just get paid cash?
Well, because
Like
cash,
normal things.
oh, you know, cash is so last century.
With so many
So
AI
last,
agents slithering around the web, that sounds like snakes, right?
yeah.
These days, those tasks could be just about anything from package pickups and shopping to product testing and event attendance. Uh, Event attendance. So an AI is going to pick you to go to an event. What's that? Rent a mob?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Flash mobs, maybe? We
Yeah.
need a flash mob. We'll pay you X. The telco is banking on there being enough demand from AI agents to create a robust gig work ecosystem. The telco also went out of his way to make the site friendly for AI agents. It used to be user-friendly for humans, remember?
Mm-hmm.
The site very prominently encouraged users of AI agents to hook into RentAHuman's Model Context Protocol Server, MCP, a universal interface for AI bots to interact with web data. Through RentAHuman, AI agents like Claude and Moltbot can either hire the right human directly or post a task bounty, a sort of job board for humans to browse AI-generated gigs. The payouts range from $1 for simple tasks like subscribe to my human on Twitter, what, to
Well, you know
$100.
what that is then you see people are
I've got so
hiring.
many subscribers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I get paid $1, put my name to this, so this
Mm-hmm.
politician looks really
Mm-hmm.
popular.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, I better vote for him or her or it.
Yeah.
To $100 for more elaborate humiliation rituals. That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's a humiliation ritual, like posting a photo of yourself holding a sign reading, an AI paid me to hold this sign, or being an OnlyFans model. I guess it's the
Right.
same thing, right? Just hold yourself out. It's unclear how efficient the marketplace is at actually connecting agents to humans. Well, it was very efficient when humans just gave you a call and said, do you fancy coming cutting my grass? And I'll go, how much you pay me? I'll give you $25, sir. Yeah, no problem. I'll be around tomorrow. There's a 30-second phone call. That's very efficient to me.
Yes.
Despite you don't have to log onto a website or anything to do that. Despite receiving 30 applications, one task, pick up a package from downtown USPS in San Francisco for $40, has yet to be fulfilled after 2 days. Well, you're always told when you go in the airport, right? Never carry anybody else's luggage. Would I pick up a package I didn't know when I didn't know what was in it from a from a what's virtually a stranger? If you're picking
Mm-hmm.
up from the post office, you've no idea where it came from
Mm-hmm.
or who that person is that sent it, right?
No,
I wouldn't do.
that
That's why it's not been fulfilled, I would imagine. Imagine
are
you
are you saying that these meat
Meatwads.
packages, meatwads have the dignity and self-preservation to not go pick up a package that they're being paid to pick up? I mean, that's boy, you're still hopeful for the humans, aren't you?
Well, I mean, it says pick it up in downtown San Francisco for $40. It doesn't say where they've got to take it to.
That's
Las
true.
Vegas. I ain't going to do that for $40. You know.
Yeah.
It is also debatable whether AI agents are actually capable of putting the humans to good use. Still, the telco's vision is clear. Someday soon, anyone wealthy enough to run an AI agent for $25 a day could outsource their busy work, one word, they've made that word up, to gig workers without ever exchanging a word. Oh, they don't want to talk to people. It's funny. People come in my booth when I'm doing my thing, and they'll say, "Are you online?" I say, "No, no. I'm very old-fashioned. I like to talk to people." And some of them get it, and some of them say, "Oh, you sell more online if you did." I said, "I don't want to sell it online. I want to talk to people."
Good for you.
So, um, a version of this exploitative labor model is already rampant on, guess where? OnlyFans,
Uh,
which may be why at least one model has made the jump to Letelpo's platform and is now threatening to creep into everything else. Well, you can't find it. Apparently, you can't find her her page on this website. So that again, is that real? And interestingly enough, they give you a link to OnlyFans, a clickable link. Is that promoting OnlyFans, do you think?
hmm Yeah.
Like many AI grifters, this is futurism, good on them. They spotted
hmm
that. Letelpo shields himself in ironic self-awareness. When one person called RentAHuman a good idea but dystopic as FUCK, the founder replied simply, uh, LMAO, yep.
hmm
He's a child,
hmm
right? They probably started this in his garage, you know.
Of
He's
course.
a
And
wonder kid.
yeah, when he's a multi-billionaire, that's what they'll tell us.
Yeah. And there's a link here. I haven't clicked on this one, but tech startup hiring desperate unemployed people to teach AI to do their old jobs.
Uh,
Yeah. So there they
th-
go. Yeah, that's yeah, Meatspace. That I don't know why that's there because you can't click on it to find out what it is. It just says Meatspace in red.
well, let's do something here real
Let's have a quick
quickly.
search.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see what meat space is, if it's some term that, okay, it is. Yeah. Meat space, the physical world as opposed to the virtual world of the
This,
internet.
yeah, this one.
Okay, so it's often derogatory. In other words, the physical world is bad, the virtual world is good.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
this is a dictionary from this is the Oxford Dictionary um, definition, but it's got it hyphenated here, meat and space. Anyway, the physical
Oh,
world as opposed to cyberspace or a virtual environment. And to give an example, I'd like to know a little more before we talk about a get together in meat space. Why, if it's about that, why is it not spelled MEET?
you know what? This is we haven't read enough Neil Stevenson cyberpunk, or
Oh
we'd
yeah,
know the because here's one from Merriam-Webster. It says, "What is meat space? No,
I'm
you
just
don't
looking
need
at it
to,
now.
yeah, you don't
Yeah,
need to bring napkins." A common complaint about the internet and many other earlier technological advancements is that it is somehow destroying people's ability to effectively use the English language, you think? Even
yeah,
worse, the fact that people may now communicate with each other and perform many of their quotidian tasks without ever leaving their homes has given rise to fears that entire generations will exist without knowing the sublime pleasures of cutting the line at the supermarket or of failing to hold the door for the next person entering a building.
yeah.
Uh,
When I
so,
do that, when I hold the rope for people in it, or I do something I get out of people's way or whatever it is, and they don't say thanks. I turn around and say, thanks costs nothing,
yeah.
and most of them will just ignore you, But the, the level of ignorance of people, they have no appreciation for any act of kindness that people do.
Well,
They just expect it.
I'll tell you an act of kindness that I did a few days ago at the grocery store, and I was prompted by the man behind me who did the act of kindness. But I was on that quick checkout, like you have 15 items or
Hmm.
less, and I had probably exactly 15, maybe 14 items, and the man behind me probably had 12, and there was a
Hmm.
woman behind him with two, and he said to her, "Go ahead," and she said, "Are you sure?"
Well, I
And
do
he
that as
said,
well,
"Yeah,
yeah.
you only have two items." And she said, "Oh, thank you. That is so nice." So she gets ahead of him.
Hmm.
And I look and I go, "Hey, why not?" So I said, "You go ahead." And she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah,
Hmm.
you only have two items. Thank you. That is just so kind." And then afterwards, she turned around and thanked me again. So there are people
Yeah, I
who,
do that. I
yeah.
do that all the time. Yeah, I'll let people in, and if they let me in, I'll thank them. And I
Yeah.
make sure I thank them when they do it, and then when I've paid for my stuff, I thank them again.
Yeah, well, that was her. She'd gone to the proper school of how to be a human being. So
Yeah.
the compound noun meat space began being used in the early to mid 1990s and is thought to be patterned after the earlier cyberspace, the online world of computer
Nope.
networks and
Nope.
especially the internet. Okay, so meat space, and it is not like a meetup, but it is making a distinguishing line between the real world and of meat, people, human bodies, and the
Yeah. So we're
online
just
world.
meat.
Yeah,
We're just meat.
because evidently not the Julian Huxley knocking humans off their pedestal that must have happened
Hmm.
quite a few decades ago.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. They don't want to be knocked off their pedestal. Did they not class
No,
themselves
no,
as humans?
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the ones on the pedestal. We're not
Okay.
asking to be put on any pedestal. We just want to get on with our lives.
Okay.
Right.
Now here we're being shamed by Merriam-Webster, who tells us that meat space has grown increasingly common with each passing year and has demonstrated a frequency of use that is sufficient for us to consider it for inclusion in our dictionary. And they go on, they give you some quotes of it being used in the New York Times from 10 years ago, Vanity Fair 10 years ago. So we are
Hmm.
really, really out of it, Neil.
Yeah. We may as well hang ourselves on a
Yeah.
hook.
But be sure that we're hanging on a hook in cold storage.
Yeah, yeah.
A
With
proper
a
meat
sign,
locker.
yeah, with a sign on saying available for hire. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Now, you can't go too
mercy.
high though, because you'd be on a pedestal then.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah,
disgusting.
meat space. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now we
where does that
know.
take us? Where does that take us?
Well, let's see. This might take us to, oh,
How about
Ecocide
I
in
was just
Scotland.
going to click that. Yeah, Ecocide. There you go. So that kind of ties in a bit.
Yeah.
Ecocide. So it's the crime of against the environment, right? The physical environment. If I can get this to come up. Oh, there you go. The Ecocide Scotland bill, and it's from Monica Lennon, MSP, has introduced this members' bill. It will introduce a new criminal offence of ecocide. Uh, it was introduced on the 29th of May 2025, and it's at stage two. So I don't know if I can get this to come up quickly. Um, oh, there we go. Ecocide is defined in the bill as causing severe environmental harm. Okay, well, they've got to define what severe means, right?
Yes. Yeah.
In such a way that it is either reckless or intentional. Uh, how many corporations have done both? How many multinational corporations are doing this today? What about war? Is war not reckless and intentional?
Right.
Isn't that damaging the environment?
Hmm.
It's certainly damaging a lot of places on the planet at this moment in time. I don't see anybody complaining about that. Like we mentioned before, where's the tree huggers?
That's right.
You know, for this bill, severe, oh, here we are. Severe means environmental harm that has serious adverse effects. Well, again, define what serious adverse effects are. And is either widespread or long term. Well, I think if we look at Gaza, I think that's causing serious adverse effects and it's widespread and it's long term, right? If you're dead, you ain't coming back. This bill will allow for people and organisations to be convicted of ecocide. When someone acting as an employee commits ecocide, that person's employer may also be convicted of the offence. May also,
Hmm.
right? In other words, you're taking the hit, mate, because
Hmm.
you're just meat.
That's right.
We could do without you, but the company goes on. However, they can avoid conviction if, I guess, they can pay it off. They can demonstrate they didn't know about the employee actions. Oh yeah, the plausible
Mm.
deniability.
Hmm.
They couldn't have suspected the employee would have committed ecocide. He wouldn't do that, would he?
Hmm.
It's in his contract. They had taken reasonable precautions to prevent the employee committing ecocide. So it's all about the employee, right?
Right.
The employee can't avoid it. I bet the employee can't go back and say, "Hey, it's in my contract. My employer told me to do this." You know,
This is
didn't see that
amazing.
here.
A bill like this is just saying, hey, employees are going to be patsies.
Hmm. To do your literally your dirty work.
Yep.
Any individual convicted of ecocide could be jailed for up to 20 years and
Ooh.
fined. Good luck finding somebody when you're locking them up for 20 years. Where are you going to get the money? Eh? Any organization convicted of ecocide is liable to receive a fine. Liable to, maybe that means.
Mm-hmm.
Courts must take into account, but I mean, again, define the environment. You know, what environment are we talking about? The human environment, because there's certain companies in this world who are guilty of that,
Mm-hmm.
of harming the human environment.
Okay, so let's take this back to UPS.
Hmm.
You're a contract employee who
Yep.
is delivering something that turns out to be highly toxic in one of those new blue and
Hmm.
white vans, and it causes severe environmental harm. Boom, that's you.
Well,
And
I guess if you become involved in a road accident,
yeah,
they're going to blame you
yes,
because UPS will tell you that all accidents are avoidable. Well, they're not. You can't account for somebody else's actions.
that's right.
You know, the girl that hit me, I don't expect somebody to try and overtake me in the lane I'm turning into.
Yeah.
You know, I can't predict that. I can't predict somebody's on the phone and not paying attention. So, but that is UPS policy. Every accident is preventable. Well, that's a lie.
Well, I guess, if that's the case, then they're going to have to move to driverless.
Well, I think they cause accidents too. Uh, I mean, you can't predict what a driverless vehicle is going to do, can you?
No, but at least you as the driver aren't on the hook as the patsy for Ecocide.
No, no, not at all. Well, in Florida, it's a no-fault state. It doesn't matter who caused the accident, you both take the blame.
Oh,
Uh,
ooh.
Courts must take into account any financial benefit arising from the offence when deciding what levels of fines to apply. Uh, was it Pfizer that said all these fines are just a cost of doing business?
Yes.
They don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Courts may also require compensation to be paid for any personal injury, loss, or damage caused by the offence. The cost of preparing or mitigating the effects of any harm to the environment resulting from the offence would also need to be paid. Have we ever seen any corporation being held liable for any of this kind of thing? For environmental, for poisoned water systems and all this kind of thing? What about all these windmills that have destroyed the land and killed the birds and all that kind of thing? I don't see any of them paying up.
Well, no,
Uh,
because we're still having to, swallow the lie that this is somehow good for the environment.
mhm. In addition, the courts may also make a publicity order where a person is convicted. So there's your Chinese system of name and shame, right? They'll be on
Mm-hmm.
billboards.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this means that the details of the offence would be advertised.
Wow.
What, what other crime is advertised like this? I can't think of any. Okay, it
No,
might be it might be a write-up in a newspaper, say, or something like that, but it's not done in any kind of blatantly public way.
look at all of the pedophile sex offenders who are released into communities,
And you're
and
not even allowed to
you're
know they're next door.
exactly.
Yeah. Where's the publicity order on them?
Yeah, and that should be on billboards throughout the entire
Absolutely.
neighborhood. Should be on the side of school buses.
There'd be 660 of them in Britain, plastered all over the place.
Yeah.
Every
Uh,
one of them different. Um, uh, and in the States. Yeah, they should be up in every city.
yep.
Why the bill was created? Because these people are mad control freaks. Monica Lennon, MSP, she believes, so it must be right. This one person believes this, so we've all to accept it, that causing severe environmental damage should be treated as a serious criminal offence. Well, I would agree, but I don't see any attempt to actually go after the real perpetrators. So you wouldn't agree with the bill because she's not really going after the real villains of the piece. It's the poor employee that's been told to do it that's going to take the can for it. Um, she feels, so it's a feeling, that courts are not able to impose severe enough penalties when an individual or organisation causes this level of damage. You could argue that the courts cause damage to the environment as well. by making ridiculous laws that the public have to go along with.
Mm-hmm.
Making ecocide a criminal offence would ensure that courts are able to impose appropriate penalties. Miss Lennon believes that introducing this criminal offence would reduce the likelihood of future incidents that cause serious environmental harm. Well, she's living in fantasy land. This would protect Scotland's population, wildlife, and ecosystem. Define population. Does she mean people? Or what? What does she mean? Scotland's populated by a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's explanatory notes here. I don't think we need them. Um, it's pretty clear that this is it's nothing to do with saving the environment, or they go after the people that are really every one of these corporations that want to set up should have to say da 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 da. These are all our safety things, and if they don't comply with it, then they don't get planning permission. Simple as that, isn't it?
Okay, I'm just looking up Monica Lennon to see if perhaps just an image of her was some grave, grievous environmental harm.
Mm.
But
What, severe?
yeah, severe.
Well, kind of severe. Yeah.
But what is interesting here, it gives a story about her raised living with the alcoholic father, had to keep him away from the wedding. He died at the age of 60, etc. Um, Now we know that Scotland has the biggest drug problem of any country in Europe, right?
Mhm.
Or UK, Europe, whatever. It's got
Yeah,
huge,
per capita, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she has commented that the war on drugs had failed and drug laws should be devolved to Scotland and drugs decriminalized.
Right, so we're going down the Holland route.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I played soccer in Amsterdam, right? And we were there for 3 nights, and we lived just off the main Dam Square, Amsterdam Square. And every night, this is during the week, not just
Hmm.
weekend, um, the the Black Maria police vans would come up, and like maybe 100 cops would get out in their riot gear and just stand there, expecting trouble.
Hmm.
And we were just walking up the street, me and another lad, and this guy came up and says, "You want some cocaine? You want some cocaine?" In the
Mm.
middle, in the middle of the street, and the cops came up to us and said, what did he say to you? What did he say to you?" And we told them, and then they started quizzing us, "What are you here for?" And we told them, they let us go. But that's what decriminalizing drugs does.
Hmm.
You just open the floodgates to all sorts of criminality, prostitution, gangs, all that, everything that comes with it. It's not to do with it's not to do with decriminalizing drugs. It's destabilizing the whole culture.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we're going, the trouble with the war on drugs is that it needs to be waged by the people on their leaders who are allowing their countries to
You're
be.
facilitating it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It says here, this is an interesting thing on Monica Lennon. Her personal life tells who she's married to, and she's got a daughter. She's a feminist and a vegetarian, and she suffers from now. I learn something every day, and this is a new one for me. She suffers from allurophobia, an irrational fear of cats.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, she doesn't look like a. She doesn't. She's got on a bit of. She's got on a bit of meat for a vegetarian.
Oh, it's I've known a lot of vegetarians in my life, and it is easy to be a heavy vegetarian, believe
I
me.
think they're sneaking in the odd pork chop, to be honest.
No, no. See, the trouble is, I mean, remember, I grew up vegetarian and around them. The trouble
Mhm.
is that it's very difficult to get enough protein
Yeah.
in a vegetarian diet. They tend to eat more sugar and fat than is good for them, and many, many, many food, dietary needs are not being met, and
Yeah. Well,
obesity
and
is
the thing with
common
that as
amongst.
well, yeah, they're not they're taking all these sometimes artificial proteins and everything, and the
Yes.
body's not designed to break it down.
Yeah. So
They can't break it
they
down
get
properly because they're
soy,
not getting a
they get
balance.
soy, they get wheat gluten, They
Yeah.
get lots of ultra processed foods are acceptable in a vegetarian diet. So yeah, it's
Yeah. My sister was a vegetarian for years, and she started getting very, very sick. And I said to her, look, you need to start eating meat. Like,
yeah,
and she went on to fish, and then but she still doesn't eat a lot of meat, and she's got kidney problems. And I was like, I said, you need to start eating proper food. You know,
yeah.
That's the problem. So yeah, anyway.
All right. Well, let's see what else I know we're on a tight schedule today, so
Yep. Yep.
gender affirming care.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is a bit of good news,
Okay.
but I think it's probably it's a way of dismantling the whole trans thing and just throwing them under the bus. Really,
Hmm.
I think that's the way that's going. So this was in America. Oh, it's not going to open now.
I've got it. It's from February the 3rd of this year, a $2 million verdict for victim of gender affirming care.
Yeah.
Lawsuits ruling in favor of detransitioners is a good
Right.
sign, but there's work to be done. Do you have it open yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll start here. When she was only 16 years old, a surgeon removed the healthy breast. Well, it was breasts actually. Both were removed of Fox Varian. That's not a real name. With the support of recommendation of a psychologist. Apparently, this girl's changed her name multiple times, and she's got so many comorbidities to do with
Mm.
mental health. Um, on Friday, a jury found these medical professionals guilty of malpractice and awarded Varian a settlement of $2 million. 1.6 million for past and future suffering, an additional 400,000 for future medical expenses. That probably won't cover it.
Yeah.
Like the majority of young people who are confused in their bodies during adolescence, they're not confused, they're brainwashed into believing they've got a problem.
Hmm.
Varian has embraced her female body and identity as she has matured. Now, see, if they just left her alone, that would
Yep.
have happened.
Hmm.
At age 22, she is one of a growing number of detransitioners, a group of people who were assured of just a few years old. What? Were assured of just a few years
No,
old?
we were assured they did
Yeah,
not
did not
exist. Yeah.
exist. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the term detransitioners, you can't transition in the first place.
Yeah.
So they're still using the terminology, which is
Hmm.
is is bogus. To be clear, the jury did not rule against the therapies, medications, and surgeries that are used in transgender medicine. And they put it in, in inverted commas here, medicine.
Quite right.
Um, so why didn't they rule against it? Because that's the thing that caused the problem.
Yes.
Again, it's like we say, that the employee is going to get done for ecocide,
Hmm.
but the employer is going to
Hmm.
get away with it.
Yeah.
Rather, they ruled that the doctors failed Varian in this particular case. They did more than fail, they mutilated her. They didn't
Yeah.
fail her. Even so, this verdict will encourage and enable other cases like it to proceed. According to the New York Post, 28 detransitional lawsuits are already in process across the United States. Also, the size of the financial penalty in Varian's case should push even more medical professionals and institutions away from experimenting on the bodies of children. Well, where's the fine for the institutions?
Yes. Yeah.
Where's this two? It doesn't say where this 2 million is coming from. Is that just like the state paying that to her?
That's interesting.
It doesn't say they paid it. You know, the the jury awarded her the settlement, but it doesn't say where the settlement came from.
No, yeah, it doesn't.
In fact, three features of Varian's case make it typical of so many others. First, she had serious and obvious mental health comorbidities as a teenager that were ignored and left untreated. Well, they weren't ignored; they were disguised under this ideology.
Hmm.
Oh well, it's because you're really a boy. That's what's wrong with you.
Hmm.
As Benjamin Ryan described in the Free Press, Fox Varian had a turbulent childhood. Her parents split when she was 7, triggering a 3-year custody battle that ultimately saw her estranged from her father. She suffered from a constellation of mental health problems, including depression, anxiety, and social phobia. She was diagnosed with autism and bounced around various schools. Her first period sent her into a meltdown, and she battled. No, they say her first period right after schools, which makes you think it's her first lesson at school, right? But it's not. It means her menstrual cycle.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she battled disordered eating and body image issues. By mid-adolescence, she was completely lost. And yet her doctors allowed Varian to self-diagnose, encouraged her to question her gender and change her name and appearance. Again, how can you self-diagnose with mental health issues? You're clearly not fit to diagnose anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the second aspect of Varian's situation that is common to so many other stories, such as that of Chloe Cole, is how quickly she was. All these are linked in the article, so if anybody wants to look them up. She was
Mm-hmm.
fast-tracked into therapy and surgery that left her with permanent physical harm. According to, it's not just. It sounds like she's lost an arm or a hand or something. No, this is her whole sexual identity that's been destroyed. You know, I think most women would agree that their breasts are what make them like feminine. They've got the ability to feed children.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to women, I would think. According to various lawyers, it was Kenneth Einhorn, the psychologist, who drove the train and put the idea in Fox's head. Well, that's what they're all doing. Who, well, primarily it's the media that's putting the idea in these people's heads. Then the psychologists will affirm it, and then it goes from there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's the media. So again, going back to where the problem comes from. It's not the this Kenneth Einhorn's the employee
Mm-hmm.
of an organization. Uh, the media is one of the main drivers of the agenda. So who's really to blame here? Obviously, these so-called psychologists and doctors are just criminals. They're mentally ill themselves. If they don't know the difference between a man and a woman, there's something wrong with them. But the media is primarily driving this, and the politicians, like
And the schools,
Leadbeater,
academia.
yeah, all of it, the whole
Yeah,
system
yeah,
is pushing this.
yeah,
Um, but at the end of the day, it's the politicians who make the laws, right,
yeah.
to allow it. None of these people could operate unless the laws were in place to allow them to do this, or the policies were in place.
I know there's one, we don't have time to read the side one, but I will also put up something from First Do No Harm. Scandalous suppression of research on transgender health. The World Professional Association for Transgender Health has suppressed evidence that contradicts its policies.
Mhm.
Influenced by activist clinicians, unsealed documents reveal WPATH's efforts to control Johns Hopkins University's research findings and remove the age thresholds for treatments. WPATH's guidelines lack rigor and evidence transparency, and its influence in the World Health Organization Transgender Guideline Development Group poses reputational risk to WHO, as if there's a reputation left for the WHO, right?
Yeah. Well, again, that's where it's coming from, right? The World Health,
Yep.
the UN, the United
Mm-hmm.
Nations. So
Mm-hmm.
who's been held responsible there?
Nobody.
Nobody. No. So the head of the snake gets to do what it likes, and the little the meatwads at the bottom
Yeah,
take the blame, right?
that's it.
Yeah. So anyway, what has become clear in the last several years, especially from leaked emails from WPAD doctors, the self-appointed experts in inverted commas, is what was wrongly called gender affirming care. Is how unproven these treatments were known to be, which is what you said there. Essentially, doctors and medical personnel who wanted to experiment on children convinced. Now, this is Mengele
Yes.
stuff,
Yeah.
right? I mean, if you mention experimenting on children, you're a very deviant person.
Mm-hmm.
Convinced many others that the science behind the innovative treatments was settled. There is no science behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse is that they convinced parents. Well, more fool the parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
More accurately, and this is the third aspect of this trial that seems to be quite common to almost every other case involving a minor, is that parents were emotionally blackmailed and frightened into giving consent. Yeah, but because they tell you, do you want a live daughter or a dead son,
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. During the trial, as the New York Post reported, Varian's mother, Claire Deacon, testified that she was against the surgery. Well, why didn't she stop it? If she's against it, why didn't
Mm-hmm.
she go along with it? But consented to it out of fear her daughter would commit suicide. Well, deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
Deal with the suicidal tendencies that she's been told her daughter has. Did her
Mm-hmm.
daughter tell her she was going to kill herself? It doesn't say that here.
Mm-hmm.
And here, yeah, here's the statement here. Horrifically, thousands of parents have been asked manipulatively. So this is a policy decision to
Mm-hmm.
use this terminology. Would you rather have a living son or a dead daughter? Either implying or outright stating that parents who did not affirm their child's new identity would be responsible for their suicide. Well, the suicide rate for these people that have had this kind of thing done to them is something like 20 times more than the people who didn't. So whose responsibility is that? The people who pushed it onto the parents and the parents, to be honest. I mean, how many, I mean, you and I are different, but I mean, anybody with any kind of common sense, right? Any kind of common sense should know this isn't right. This is not the way to go. You can't cut off male genitalia and female genitalia and breasts, etc., and think that's a good thing for any reason. It's
Did I tell you the story of someone who had contacted a few years back about the situation with their daughter?
not sure.
It's just try to do it quickly. They were devastated. The daughter had gone to university. They were very proud of her academic achievements. I think it was in the behavior started to really radically change in the second year there. But by the third year, had said that she wanted to transition into male. Now, they sent a picture of the daughter. She was a very good looking girl, obviously wasn't going to have a hard time meeting a fellow, dating, etc. She met a young man in the junior year, and they said that they were, they got serious, they got engaged. She starts this transitioning process. The first thing she does is have her breasts cut off. They announce the upcoming wedding, and okay, so his parents worked for the CDC. So her fiance's parents worked for the CDC. And during this whole process, they began to turn her against her parents and say, "We understand." They're high level at the CDC. "We understand what you're going through. You're safe with us. You're part of our
Welcome to the
family now."
family. Yeah.
Right. Welcome to the family. Okay, so guess what? Her fiance's brother, at the same time that she's transitioning female, and you can't do it, you're right, but at the same time she's having her breasts cut off, his brother, same parents, CDC, says he's a woman. So he has his,
Genitalia.
yeah, family jewels removed.
Yeah.
How sick is that?
Well, the parents need to be in prison.
Well, but rather they're high level at the Centers for Disease Control.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was pre-COVID, so I think I already had a good window into the mindset of the people who were working at the CDC.
Well, all of these institutions,
Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Just to finish this, it would be premature to think that the days of being force-fed gender ideology from every area of culture are over. Well, it's far from it.
Yeah.
After all, 19 states and the District of Columbia have sued the Department of Health and Human Services over its policies to restrict harmful and experimental gender treatments on minors. Well, if they admit that it's experimental on minors, that's as I say, it's Mengele stuff.
Hmm.
And oh, never again, right? However, verdicts like this one in New York, of all places, should embolden healthcare professionals and parents alike to reject gender ideology, especially when it comes to children. Well, they should have been rejecting it from the start.
That's right.
Every single doctor, hospital, psychologist, and therapist who rushed a child to permanent damage, ignored obvious and important comorbidities, and threatened parents with the suicide myth should be found, charged, fined, and jailed. Absolutely. Teachers, administrators, school boards, and school counsellors must also be scrutinised and exposed for leading children down this destructive and harmful path. Absolutely, but they need to go up the way, not down
Hmm.
the way.
Hmm.
And as I say, go all the way at the head of the CDC and the WHO.
Yeah,
Get those people. They're the ones that wrote the policies, you know.
absolutely. This is an agenda. It's a must be.
Hmm.
And I've said it before and I'll say it again. When I first heard Alan and I saw the books that he had, I decided not to get them as a bound set of all three, but to get the second book because the first book was the androgynous hermaphroditic agenda, and I looked at that title and I went, "What?" Because 20 years ago, this just sounded insane, and now here we are.
Yep. Well, I've just started reading the Hannah Barnes Time to Think book, and the first mention of it goes back to the early 90s.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time.
Yes,
And
absolutely. It's a
the last paragraph's just an advert for the the legal practice which is putting this article out. So I'm not going to read that. But yeah, the legal profession is going to make a killer on this one as well.
hmm
But of course, the legal profession is partly responsible as well. They made the laws, right?
That's right.
Hypocrites. So here's one here. It's appropriate for our cold weather we've just had. This is in Europe. I don't have a figure for the United States, but I bet there's been a few people in the likes of Florida who had a bit of problem with this as well. And this is from Eurostat, so it's official, right? It's their numbers. 9.2% of EU population struggled to keep their home warm. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Britain's not supposed to be part of the EU now, but it's way more than 9.2% in Britain
Mm-hmm.
because they've cut their winter fuel allowance and all the rest of it that they used to give them. And people in Britain probably know this, but maybe not elsewhere. I might have mentioned it before. But to get a winter fuel allowance in Scotland, it has to be below 2 degrees centigrade in London for, I think it's a week. It doesn't matter if it's -10 in Scotland.
hmm hmm
It has to be -2 in London, of all places,
Uh,
for a week for you to get your winter fuel payment in Scotland
disgust,
when there's like 3 feet of snow outside.
it's insane. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's deliberate. It's
Yeah.
they want Scottish people to freeze, obviously.
Yeah.
In 2024, so not last year, 9.2% of the EU population was not able to keep their home adequately warm compared with 2023. This represents an improvement of 1.4%. It's an improvement. Oh, great.
Mm.
So it was over 10% before. It was 10.6, right?
Mm.
The highest shares of people unable to keep their homes adequately warm were observed in Bulgaria. Well, I'm not surprised because a lot of people there don't even have windows. The windows have been broken, they can't afford to
hmm
replace them. And Greece, both 19%, followed by Lithuania and Spain. I mean, Spain, right? 17.5%. And Spain's a warm country. You know? Maybe that's in the mountain areas where they don't much care for them much. The Basque regions and stuff. By contrast, Finland, 2.7%. Now there's Finland, see, they know how to do it.
hmm
It's cold there. Poland and Slovenia, both 3.3%, and Estonia and Luxembourg, both 3.6, reported the lowest shares. Well, see, why aren't people going over and studying them? What do you do? Oh, we're allowed to burn wood. We have chimneys in our houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know how to keep warm. We don't have to rely on electricity and stuff like that. Which, just on a side issue here, there was a lot of people complaining that they called in electricians, right? Lots of people were calling electricians because they thought there was something wrong with their heating. And their AC units, which are also their heating units. And it turns out that the electric company were turning down their thermostats
Uh,
with the smart meters. So
yeah. I mean, look,
Paula
yeah.
put on the sharing site she created for the area we live. She said, "Now do you understand what your smart meters were for?
hmm hmm
You know, because
Yeah.
we don't have one.
Yeah.
We told them to take it off. We pay $15 a month extra because we don't have one.
hmm mm
But I'm sure they'd get their $15 a month and way more if we did have one.
Mm.
You know, so yeah, that's worth doing. I would advise anybody with a smart meter get off your house. for
Yes,
a
yeah,
multitude of reasons,
yeah,
not just that.
yeah,
It's spying on everything you do. So
yeah.
yeah, so that's
Mm,
that. Amazing Spain and Greece. I mean, Spain's
mhm,
just north of Africa for anybody who, it's not a cold place.
mhm,
Um, and is that yeah, Lithuania is the northernmost point. It's just slightly above Ireland, actually. They don't have Scotland here. They don't have Britain here, actually, because that's not
mhm,
in the EU.
mhm.
So
Well, I mean, this stories about pensioners who were struggling to keep warm and had to choose between eating or
eating or
heating.
heating, yeah,
And these stories always got to me. They killed me, and I made sure that Alan covered them regularly. I mean,
hmm
he was interested in them too, but it was definitely a thing for me because it's horrifying. I mean, there was one year now, if you look at the official explanation for it, they say no, 10,000 people in the UK did not die because they couldn't afford to heat themselves. But so that number, though, represents all of the other things that could happen to you because you can't keep heated. So that means that you're more
illness,
inclined to illness. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So it's a whole plethora of things that happen. So were there
But
10,000 people in Britain who literally froze together with their beards, having icicles on them? No. But
yeah,
that's 10,000. And that's okay. So between two and 15,000 every year, excess deaths because people aren't warm enough. To
yeah,
me,
and
this is outrageous.
and the other thing with that is if they're choosing between eating and heating, right?
Hmm.
So they're buying the cheapest food as well,
Yep.
the store brand garbage.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help them. And also, when they die, the government saves that pension money, right?
Hmm.
They won't give them the heating allowance,
Mm-mm.
so they die and they save the pension money.
Mm.
Or well, I'm not going to say they save it. They spend it on wars and things like that. They don't. They don't. I always thought that if you were an old age pensioner, your partner died, you should get their pension as well.
Hmm. Hmm.
But no, it doesn't work like that.
Mm-mm. But
Yeah,
keep voting, folks. Keep voting
keep
because
voting.
with
Yeah,
people like Kim Leadbeater, Leadbeater,
lead beater or lead
Lead,
beater, lead
Lead,
beater. I'd say, yeah,
yeah,
he's the
Kim
best beater in
Leadbeater
town.
and Monica Lennon. Hey, they got your back, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I really need to get a t-shirt done about voting and just
Yeah.
try and get some reaction from these Trump people. Just a quick one on Trump because I really need to go.
Okay.
Um, Trump cheers a plunge in the value of the dollar. He doesn't care that everything's going to get more expensive in the States, right? Um, every import is going to be way more expensive. And we do import a lot, although America should be self-sufficient in everything. Trump says he welcomes China and Indian investment in Venezuela oil. I thought China were the enemy.
Yeah.
Why would you be selling them oil for the military?
I mean,
Um,
remember, this was one of the ostensible reasons that we went into Venezuela and kidnapped their leader was
Stop
because of
China getting it.
China. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So,
But it gets worse. Trump officials awarded Venezuela oil sale contracts to firms tied to bribery. Two
uh,
trading houses with a history of bribery and corruption won $500 million deals.
mm,
Yeah, that's only two companies. I mean, they're trading houses. These people don't do any physical work. They're just bouncing numbers around on a computer, and they get $500 million to do that. They could have got an AI bot to do that, couldn't
yeah.
they? No. These meatwads ain't giving that money up. Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway, I better
all
go.
right.
Think,
Okay, I'll let you go. It was great to talk with you, and we will be speaking the second week of March.
yeah, I'll talk to you before then because maybe I'll have to. I'll just a quick mention. I met a guy at the market who had written a book called "Mistaken for a Spy," and I thought he's an interesting guy. And I had a chat with him, and he was from Serbia originally, but he'd been born in
Hmm.
America. He went to Russia, and he was arrested as being a spy, which he wasn't. And his family lived 50 miles from my house in Bulgaria, and he knows the
Yeah.
area quite well. It's a small world.
And so Neil said, "Yeah, we're interested in doing a real history." He said yes, and I said to Neil, "You can follow up, call him, and we may do it as a joint real history with Neil and I talking to I'm going to
Zoran.
mess up it
Zoran.
Zoran Vujicic.
I don't have his second name here in front of me, but
Oh yeah.
it's not it's there's, I think the J's silent, I think.
Oh,
When
Vujicic.
the yeah when the lady next to me, he was speaking to her, and he she showed me his name. I says he's either from Serbia or Croatia, I guarantee it.
Uh-huh.
And he came by, he's Serbia. So there you go.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
this will be interesting. He's got a very interesting story. It's mistaken for a spy. If you, I don't know when we'll be able to do this real history, but if you want to read along, we will discuss this book with him at the time that we talk.
okay.
All right. So have a great month. I'm going to say goodbye. And next week is going to be Nick Hayes and I discussing A Scanner Darkly.